Hi Libra, this is going to be your love message for the 6th through the 9th of June. It is good for Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus, or Mercury placement of Libra. Please keep in mind this is a general reading. It is not going to fit with everyone that watches. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't sound like your story. Things could be opposite and roles could be reversed as well. If you're new, welcome to Somachandra Libra. This is a channel just for Libra and Sagittarius. So if you have Libra or Sag in your chart, awesome. I'll read for you here every 3 to 5 days. If you're looking for readings for all 12 zodiac signs, of course I read for all 12 signs. I do private readings for any zodiac sign. And you can check out my other channel called Somachandra Tarot, where I read from Aries to Pisces. Link to my website to schedule private readings and to check out human design and astrology analysis is down in the description below. Somachandra Libra, let us begin. So, new deck, you guys. It is Cosmic Insights. It was a gift. You know who you are. Thank you. But the first card out was Liar. Liar, be careful of someone sneaky. No, you're going to hear a no this week. It's not the right time. And distance, you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. At the bottom of the deck is caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Don't overwork yourself right now. You do need more information, obviously, because someone's lying about something. Someone may be keeping something from you. I also noticed something with the heart and the cross and this. For some reason, I saw a stethoscope. Someone might be a nurse or a doctor. Also, some of you need to see a doctor. Just a weird little message that came through. But there's a physical distance between yourself and someone else, and it's a matter of timing. You're going to hear a no. Someone is keeping something from you, and you need to be cautious. You need to get more information. I'm hearing don't. I'm hearing give. I see give it time down here too. Don't overthink something. Get the facts before you overthink it. Also, the untold truth of everyone's heart. Tough cards came out. This is somewhat of a tough message. Emotional whirlwind, infatuation, feminine energy, and confusion. So someone is going to be somewhat affected, dramatic, and unstable. Check in with yourself this week, Libra. If you are feeling like you're an emotional whirlwind, something might be triggering you. You might feel somewhat dramatic this week or very affected by your emotions. Our stability is up to us. Remove yourself from a trigger. Try to breathe through it. Different people have different techniques for bringing it back to center, but someone around you may be an emotional whirlwind. There is an infatuation happening, adoration and a compulsion. There could be somewhat of an addicted quality to the relationship. There is a feminine that is confused, or there is confusion about a feminine, but we have a limit at the bottom of the deck. Final straw, overload, breaking point. So there could be a confused feminine that's just at her breaking point and she's kind of going crazy here. But someone might be going a little crazy over a feminine and they're at a breaking point. Okay, your advice for the next few days, Libra. There's a few things you need to surrender to, and that will help you. Surrender to receiving support and love. You're not an island, Libra. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything all by yourself. This can take the pressure off of you and nurture you. So some of you really need support. Someone needs support and they need nurturing. Also, surrender frustration. Frustration is not going to open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you can approach a situation more calmly. So you need support. I feel like maybe you guys haven't been getting the support you want and need, and that's frustrating you. At the bottom of the deck is surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay, there isn't, someone's at a breaking point. Someone does need to surrender unhealthy relationships, including unavailable or toxic people. Some of you have been engaging in a relationship, and I'm hearing it, and this is going to sound kind of harsh. Of course, it's not true for all of you, but I'm hearing that some of you are absolutely 200% aware that the person you're in focus for you is toxic. You are aware that it's unhealthy. You are aware that it's toxic. What you need to try to maybe become more aware of is why you can't seem to stop yourself with this person. If they're unhealthy and toxic, know that there is no magic elixir and nothing you can say or do that's going to just magically make them untoxic. So I think it's more about I'm hearing you need to instead of trying to figure out why they are so toxic, try working on figuring out why you still focus on them. There's a reason. That's more important, apparently. So there's an unhealthy relationship that you need to just let go of. You know it's unhealthy, but there's an addiction happening, possibly limerence. Look that up. And some other things that the spirit wants you to do this week. This has, I think, nothing to do with relationship. Create your own reality. What do you want to experience? It's up to you to create your own reality. You're in control of that, and prioritize self-love and care. So from 2 different decks, self-love, care, nurturing. When do you feel the most nurtured and cared for? How can you create that? Yeah, create your own reality. Ask yourself, set a goal. Like, what do you want to experience? If you start with the goal, it can help you make a plan to get there and really prioritize yourself. Anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. Okay, so if you're anxious about something, it's your own body saying, hey, please listen to me. I'm scared and uncomfortable in this scenario. Stop chasing something that's making you anxious and hurting you. It's kind of like sticking your tongue in a light socket or putting your hand on a hot stove. Sometimes we need to get burned or shocked over and over and over again before we go, hey, this is bad for me. I've been there. I'm definitely not judging you. So overall energy of the person coming towards you, or overall energy for the week, is the 4 of Cups. The way you or someone else is feeling is the 4 of Swords. You're being seen as the Sun. What you need to know is the 9 of Cups. And the final outcome is the 8 of Wands. I have a King and a Queen of Wands on the table. Queen of Wands is at the bottom of my main deck with the Lovers and the Star. So someone is hopeful for something. First of all, Libra, I'm hearing that some of you, I'm thinking it's a long distance relationship for a lot of you, because I do have the Chariot and the 8 of Wands. We have the Star here and the 3 of Wands, and we did get that distance card. This could be a distance relationship. I'm hearing that some of you really want to move or relocate. Right now, there's a person in the location that you want to go to, but your guides are telling me, oh, that person's just a means to an end. The truth is you'd kind of like to relocate, period. I'm hearing that some of you want to go to a warm and sunny place. They're not telling me a location, just a warm and sunny place. And someone may see you at a distance from them. You are going to hear some good news. I'm also hearing that someone is very nostalgic and likes to talk about the past and recapture the past as well. Okay. You might have known them from your past. So if this is the person coming towards you, the 4 of Cups, well, you definitely preoccupy their mind. They have 3 cups in front of them. They're not thinking about those cups. They're not taking those cups. They're thinking about this 1 cup, but they're not doing anything about it. It is a pondering, just thinking about it. Clarifying this is the Knight of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, Mr. or Miss Sneaky. Well, they're definitely not willing to step outside of a comfort zone. There could also be a young earth sign involved, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They play duck and weave here. That I'm hearing that this person is strategic and careful. They're kind of at an impasse about what to do next. They may be being blocked by this earth sign, or they are blocking you. There is a bit of a block here. Something does need to be addressed in order for them to really get to a place where they know exactly what they feel or what they want. I think that we're seeing a person someone is in a scenario where they're not really willing to disrupt their own stability or step outside of a comfort zone. Not yet anyways. I mean, 2 4s here, 4 of Cups and 4 of Swords. I call those the sleeping cards. There's not a lot of action taking place. Because in order to move forward out of the 4 of Cups or the 4 of Swords, we have to move back into a 3 or up into a 5 or a 6, which is going to be motion. And the 5 would be conflict, loss, and change. And I don't think a person's ready for that. I clarified this quite a bit because the Hierophant came out. With the 4 of Swords, someone might be under the weather or sick, or they're just tired, or they could be healing from something. This person just doesn't want to take a lot of action at this time. Clarifying this is the 7 of Cups. They're a bit overwhelmed and confused. I think they have choices in front of them, but I think they're not even ready to, I don't think this person's even ready to look in all of those cups and figure out what their choices could be. And furthermore, they're all trapped in their head about something about the Hierophant. There could be a Taurus involved, quite literally, or someone's nervous about long-term commitment, maybe family. You could have spiritual, cultural, religious differences potentially. Possibly, but not necessarily. This person is nervous about commitment. For some of you, someone might be married to someone else, like they're already in a commitment and they have to deal with, I mean, the Hierophant is the rules, playing by the book, playing by a certain rule book here. And I wanted to know, like, why are they stressed out about the Hierophant? They could just be stressed out about a Taurus. I'm also hearing that someone might be somewhat stubborn. If they're not stressed out about a Taurus, they're stressed out about family, tradition, the rules, the system, commitment. But underneath this is the Lovers, Gemini, the Three of Wands, but the Hangman, Pisces, Gemini, and Taurus here. Okay. Well, they're thinking a lot about commitment and the rules that they play by and the rules that they have to live by if they so choose. But they want a perfect match. They want a lover. They're thinking about the future, but they're sort of stuck. They're at a bit of an impasse. This person definitely doesn't want to take action yet entirely. They can't move forward. I'm hearing they won't put their money where their mouth is. They won't say, they won't do, they're not walking their talk, but you're being seen as the sun. Now, again, keep in mind, this could all be you. Like, you could be feeling this way. Like, what's my perfect match? What am I willing to commit to? Ooh. I'm hearing someone might be afraid to move somewhere because in that town, like, their religion doesn't have a church in that city or state, or they don't agree with the politics of that state. Like, it's all Democrat or Republican, and they're the opposite of that. It could be something like that. Someone could be married but wanting a lover, so they're stuck. But there is this sun here, which is happiness and optimism and positivity. And it looks pretty damn sexy too, because you could be dealing with a Leo or a Capricorn. Clarifying this is the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Devil. Wow. So, to my masculines in particular, someone thinks you are really sexy. Someone thinks that you are a grand visionary and an exciting, passionate, rebellious, amazing person. I think that they think you're hot as shit too. If this is romance, because keep in mind, this could resonate with different parts of your life. If this is romance and you're a masculine Libra, well, I know what she or he thinks of you, that you're just super hot. You know you're hot. I know you're hot. If it's a masculine coming towards a feminine or another masculine, he's definitely motivated by experiencing himself in his physical body. Yeah, he's on fire in a lot of ways. There's fire in every single one of these cards, and the sun is just a ball of fire. It's a star. So there's this huge attraction. This guy, if it's a masculine, I'm not going to say he's a player quite yet, but he's definitely not ready to commit. But if they see you as the King of Wands, holy crow, they think you're very sexy. You're very tempting to them. Here's what you need to know, or your advice. The Nine of Cups. So this is a momentary feeling of happiness. Cheers to you. I'm hearing that there could be some drinking. Clarifying this, though, is strength. That's Leo. The Six of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Okay. I do think that someone gains happiness and strength from moments of nostalgia, and in particular, a very idealistic nostalgia. Someone's recalling a time when they were young and vibrant and creative, and they weren't bitter yet. Once we reach a certain age, the word bitter is a word that we understand more and more. But the Knight of Cups is usually like just this dreamy, youthful, romantic, idealized feeling. And this is about the past. Remember when we were happy. It's like this person tries to hold back. Someone holds back to a degree, but there is quite a bit of happy nostalgia here, quite a bit of fond memories, I think. I hear that someone does like live in the past a little bit. I don't see them trying to figure out a way to recreate the past other than to be very romantic in the moment. In the moment. I get it. I have some Pisces in a few of my big planets, and I'm very nostalgic and happy when I remember the past too. They could be one of those folks. And then the final, like they'll remember something, they'll tell you something about their past, about their childhood. I'm also hearing that someone romanticizes even tough times, even dark times. Okay. And then the final outcome is the Eight of Wands. So messages and rapid movement. And clarifying this is the Magician, the Queen of Wands. That's a lot of Aries energy. And the Chariot, Cancer. So we have Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Aries. Maybe a touch of Virgo in here and Cancer. So these are the different activations we're seeing. Someone absolutely wants to manifest something and move forward. Someone may communicate with you that they want you to come see them. You may communicate that you want them to come see you. I do suspect with some of the cards I have here, the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, the Three of Wands, the Star, that this could be a distance relationship. But I'm kind of hearing that someone is all talk and no action. So in your environment, I have this person's overall energy is the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Hermit of Virgo, and then the Empress. Now that could be you. Some of you are dealing with another feminine. This feminine could be a Libra like you, a Taurus, or a Virgo, but they don't have to be those signs. Underneath the Empress, who is sitting very pretty, most people will not give up that throne unless they're tired of being in charge of everything. Underneath this is the Four of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, if this person is a feminine, if they're a feminine, first of all, I'm hearing that someone may take care of another feminine that's older in age. They're very protective of her. They may defend her even unnecessarily. They definitely get all worked up about this Empress. She could be an older person, or they themselves are an Empress. This could be a mother figure, a friend, because this is who's showing up. If it's a feminine, underneath this is a woman that's kind of stressed out and is experiencing a lot of dormancy. But the truth is she would like to have something new, passionate, and exciting in her life that is just for her. I'm also hearing that someone really wants to be released of a position of authority and being a caretaker. The Empress is not an easy job to pull off. She's got to take care of a lot usually, and she needs to take care of herself too. I'm seeing a feminine here that kind of gets herself all worked up about stuff. She feels the need to defend herself against multiple people in the environment. She feels threatened in some way. She does need to withdraw. There's stuff that she might not be willing to give up right now, but underneath she wants a whole lot more that's just for herself in her life. If she's a married woman, she might not. Sometimes when we have the Empress and the Queen of Wands, it's a married woman that for a minute thinks about what it would be like to be single and not have to worry about anybody but herself. I mean, even as a happily married woman, I've thought that way from time to time, especially after you have a couple kids. So this woman could be feeling that way, or she just wants to do something for herself that excites her. I'm hearing that some of you may have an opportunity to work as an entrepreneur with another person, or you have a friend that's just kind of, he or she is very excited by you and thinking there could be a little bit more there than just work and friendship. But I do get the sense that someone might be married because the Hierophant is here. If it's a masculine, he's not sure what to think about you, Libra. He is withdrawn from you. He also doesn't want to be told what to do. If he is younger than you are, he doesn't like that. He's hoping for someone younger and maybe a little bit more slutty and fun, maybe. They were hoping to connect to the fiery part of you and not the mature part of you. Oh, the Empress has all 4 queens living inside of her. If you talk to Libra just the right way, I'm sure she'll let the Queen of Wands out for you if you earned that. But I see a feminine that might kind of want more here. I'm definitely going to do an extended because I feel like someone is not being 100% honest based on what they've told you. There's a lot of talk and sexy talk. I'm hearing a lot of sexy, passionate texts and talking about coming and visiting one another, recapturing something from the past. But it's like, oh, not yet, because they've gotten them kind of stuck in something. And this all seems to stress you out because you're the 9 of Swords. So they're the 8 of Swords. You're the 9 of Swords. Some of you are struggling to sleep at night right now. I also hear some of you have wicked seasonal allergies or headaches or back pain, disrupted sleep. You're feeling anxious and worried about where things are going to go. I think you do feel somewhat out of control. The only thing you are out of control. The only thing you can control is yourself. That's the only thing you really have control over is yourself. But there's a lot out of your control and out of your hands. I think you're wondering which way destiny is going to go right now. You're very hopeful. You're very hopeful for a feeling of freedom and renewal. Definitely wanting to break a glass ceiling here that you've hit. You have not lost hope. There could be a child involved with the Page of Swords here, worried about a kid maybe. But of course, not all of you are. Some of you are just really curious. This little Page of Swords doesn't look happy. There's adults here coming for him and he's like, I have my little sword, bitch. I can defend myself. You may feel somewhat unprepared. I think that you definitely have more questions. I think you may be wondering if someone else has another lover. There are a lot of questions here, but with the Star and the Lovers and the Queen of Wands, someone could be very drawn to you and you drawn to them. You could represent freedom and renewal for one another and a good match. Someone might think it's a very good match, but I feel like you're hopeful, but you feel like there's not a lot you can do. You're very curious to see what happens next. Even though you're anxious, you haven't given up hope. Or some of you are trying to find a way out of a scenario. It's really important to take the advice. Surrender the unhealthy relationships that you know are unhealthy, but you're struggling to let go of. You do need support and love right now. I'm hearing that some of you have been afraid to ask for support because someone, maybe not you, maybe it's this person, someone really can't get the support they need because they won't tell the truth about what's really going on in their life. It's like going to a therapist or a doctor, but refusing to tell them all of your symptoms because you're embarrassed. That's what I'm hearing. Someone's embarrassed to tell the truth. So they just need to tell the truth and the right people will love them and support them. Let go of that frustration. And Libra, anxiety is something that needs to be addressed. Your anxiety is trying to tell you something isn't right. Don't ignore it. Prioritize yourself and your self-care and love. And think about what's your goal right now? Like, what reality do you want to create for yourself? Reality is happening in real life, not a fantasy in your brain. Okay, that's not real life. It's just an idea. Spirit saying, we really want you to see your ideas turn into a new cycle. That's number 1 here. So what do you want to experience? 3, 4, 5, 6. The number 6 may be important. June 6th or July 6th. Also, the 24th may be important. I am going to do an extended because I feel like there could be something happening here between the two of you and it's just not moving forward. There's going to be messages sent, but someone needs to make a decision. If you feel like you need the extended to clarify what's going on with this person more deeply, the link to that will be at the top of the description below, Libra. But there are going to be messages and communications. But keep in mind, this is all based on an infatuation and an addiction, and someone is an emotional whirlwind right now. That might be why it's so, like, anxiety inducing for you. All right. And I am hearing that there is a bit of a femme fatale. Yeah. Link to the extended and the website are down below. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Libra. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.